High Guardian Spice has been a nightmare for Crunchyroll. They announced it 3 whole years ago and hadn't released it because of the massive backlash the show faced. Writers for this series were being called out because of terrible posts they've made on social media. Every trailer and post made about this series has gotten ratioed, and to no one's surprise, it's getting terrible reviews now that it's out. The characters are boring, the writing's awful, and it just looks really low quality. But now, even though it's only been out for 2 weeks, it's already Crunchyroll's lowest rated original. I want to show off some of the scores for their other originals and, of course, High Guardian Spice's reviews. But before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. Now, I'm not going to show off all of the originals in their ratings, but I'll show off the highest rated, one or two in the middle, and then, of course, High Guardian Spice being the lowest. Crunchyroll doesn't have a lot in terms of originals. They've got 12 that are out right now and 4, I believe, that are planned, like Shenmue and Blade Runner, but it already being the worst rated original definitely shows how little people like this. The media's been trying to say, oh, only anti-LGBT trolls are review bombing this, yet the positive reviews are nowhere to be found, and surprisingly, since my last video on the topic, more positive reviews have been added to the webpage for it, but not enough to cancel out the 250 one-star reviews. Now, going to the highest rated Crunchyroll original is Tonikawa. It has got a 4.9 out of 5 with 530 votes. There's only 6 1 stars, 5 2 stars, 8 3 stars, a couple of 4 stars, and then 491 5 stars. Clearly, this was a hit. A lot of people really like this. This is exactly what people want to watch from Crunchyroll and watch from these companies. A lot of people are saying things like, best marriage in anime I've ever seen. Super cute, super wholesome, easy to digest, sweet, fun, and pure romance. There are people saying things like insanely good and very fun to watch. All of these 5-star reviews praise this anime, say it's amazing, this is exactly what people want to see, and even the second highest rated Tower of God has great reviews as well. It's got over 1,300 votes, and it's got 4.7 out of 5 stars, almost 1,200 5-star reviews. The same thing here, people are saying things like great start to an amazing series. People are saying things like Crunchyroll has definitely outdone itself. Companies like Crunchyroll can definitely make good content if they put their minds to it, if they're actually listening to what consumers want. They clearly have shown that with a couple of their originals, their hits, a lot of people like this type of content. This review says Tower of God blew me away twice. Using the opening in the comic as flashback was extremely smart and made it that much better. I've never seen a first episode this good, and it really blew me away. A lot of people are just saying that these are amazing. You know, these are amazing series, amazing stories, the art's great, the voice acting's great. This is what people want to see. Then you start getting into the slightly lower rated Crunchyroll originals like Inspector. It's got a 3.8 out of 5 with only 313 votes, so it's not super highly reviewed, but lots of 2 stars, lots of 3 stars. There are quite a lot of 5 stars, though, 128 to be exact. People are saying things like bad pacing or bad writing. So after sitting down to watch this anime, I find myself a little disappointed. People are saying it was great in the beginning, but it ended up falling flat towards the end, which is a shame to hear. But again, clearly, these are the types of reviews that a company like Crunchyroll wants to see. Anything over 3 out of 5 stars is generally good in their opinion, and they want to see the highest ratings as possible, and almost a 4 out of 5 stars is pretty freaking good. I do definitely think that it's important to show off the fact that Crunchyroll can create good content if they have good writers, they have good voice actors, they have a perfect basis for a story, but then we get into the negative. originals, the originals that people really do not like by Crunchyroll. And this was one of Crunchyroll's lowest rated originals until High Guardian Spice came along, because this has 1.7 out of 5 stars. It's went down since the last time I talked about it, and right now it's sitting at 322 votes. Now, this show has hundreds of negative reviews and not many positive ones. There's been people defending the show over the years for sure, but it just doesn't seem like they watched it or gave it positive reviews. You'd think that if this was a beloved series that so many people were enjoying, tons of people would log in to give it positive reviews, yet they're just not here. There's 58 reviews that could be considered positive, yet nearly 260 that are negative. Now, I personally tried to go into the show having an open mind, thinking maybe that, oh, they'd change something, they'd make it more what consumers want, they'd listen to fan feedback, but they didn't, and nothing about the show is redeemable. The characters are boring, bland, and basic, so is the animation, and the story's just super cliche and streamlined. I point this out all the time, but I don't want content to come out and have it be bad. I want things to release and have them be amazing shows and movies and entertainment in general, but unfortunately, High Guardian Spice just didn't have a lot going for it. Somebody gave it a 1 star. This is the top review right now. It says, waste of time, nothing special. Nothing to do with anime, tragic voiceover, tragic script, storyline. I've already seen it on Netflix. There's absolutely nothing good about this series. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot going on with High Guardian Spice that people are enjoying. Somebody gave it a 1 out of 5 stars and said, do yourself a favor, don't watch this show. The dialogue and voice acting is incredibly, laughably bad and heinous at best, and the plot is the same, the power of friendship cliche that's already been overused. Somebody gave it a 1 star and said, why do you do this, Crunchyroll? Just how much money did Crunchyroll waste on this? I'm cringing too hard to finish episode 2. I don't like paying attention to Twitter drama, but they could have spared me if I only heard. Everything from the design of the characters to the animation is a Western bad attempt at anime. It's a shame that we're probably never gonna find out how much Crunchyroll spent on this, but I bet that they spent a lot. That's why they didn't just drop it a few years ago when they saw the backlash. They probably told themselves, we're in deep on this project. We need to make money back from it, so we're just gonna go ahead and release it, hoping that people will forget about it over the years, but we didn't, and it is as bad as everyone thought that it was going to be. And if we go over to the IMDb page, it's actually rated worse than X-Arm. X-Arm is another Crunchyroll original that's rated really, really poorly. But X-Arm over on IMDb has a 2.1 user score out of 508 reviews. Of course, 62% are negative. There's actually 101 votes, 20% that are 10 stars, probably people trying to counteract the negative reviews. But if we go over to High Guardian Spice, 81%, over 300 votes are negative, and it is sitting at a 1.6 user score with 380 user reviews. This show is getting raked across the coals everywhere. It's clear that a lot of people do not like the show. A lot of people are disappointed with it, and it's just not what people want to watch. Now, clearly, High Guardian Spice isn't a hit, and I'm not sitting here saying that Crunchyroll shouldn't try to make more originals, because clearly, they do have a few hits that people like, but they need to listen to what people want to watch. Consumer feedback in High Guardian Spice definitely missed the mark. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.